headed to Delta. Where's Delta at?
Delta, Ohio.
Delta, Ohio. Makes sense. So it's actually pretty close to Michigan. It's quite a west across the turnpike for us.
You're like pretty close to the west side of Ohio, like almost Indiana, and just barely south of the border of Michigan. So pretty close, pretty on the edge of the state. So
yeah, so we're headed that direction this morning. I was gonna do a really fun come ride with us for the day. Wanted to, film our breakfast and making lunch and everything, but here we are. I forgot that part of it. So
future video.
Yeah, I wanted to show you guys though. We invested not too long ago in a car refrigerator. It plugs into the 12 volt. I'm sorry, Van. It plugs into the 12 volt, but we actually have it plugged into our inverter. So I wanted to show you. Our car fridge is right here. So it's not super huge, but we have enough in here. We've been packing it for ride days as well as race days, but enough waters for the day in there to last us, as well as lunch and snacks and all of the things. So
no ice.
Yeah, we don't have to stop and buy ice anymore, which sounds silly because everyone's used to doing it, but every time we go somewhere, we save ourselves $5 on ice. So been really excited about that. Also got a chest strap for the Insta360. So we're going to get some onboard footage today. Very excited about that as well.
Heck yeah.
Woo! Let's go riding a Delta.
POV.
First session is complete. We were running a little late, or I probably would have done our a little bit of a video ahead of time there, but kind of light turnout today. Fun track. We're gonna get some onboard footage. Though I wanted to talk about Phil's boots. So this is his first day riding on a new set of Gaernes. He just switched.
Yeah, and first off, I have to say that we always try to be early to the tracks, and it never fails that we're here with like about 20 minutes to get everything out and going and get on the track. So it's always a good time.
If you have that problem too, let us know in the comments, because I don't know what we do. It's hilarious. Every time we're like, oh God, there's bikes on the track. We gotta go.
I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna leave at this time. We'll have plenty of time. We'll be there early. Nope.
We don't get in a rush when we're driving though. I will say that. We take our time. Stop at a rest stop because I have to pee 14 times. So anyways. But yeah, new boot day for Phil.
Yeah, new boot goofing. Been an A-Stars guy for a long time. Wore Gaernes back like probably almost 12 years ago now. I wore the SG10s and then ended up switching back to Alpine Stars on the Tech 10s.
Wait, weren't they SG12s then?
No, I never got the 12s.
They were 10s?
I had the 10s, the ones they brought out the 12s, but I never upgraded to them.
Okay, got it.
So I had the 10s, the lower line, and then ended up got a deal on Alpine Stars, like around about when we got together right after. And then, been at A-Stars ever since. And ended up deciding to switch. Just at this point, I need something that lasts me a little longer. The A-Stars are super comfy and they do have great feel like everyone talks about. But,
great support.
Yeah, and good support, but they do break down. Like I had weird stuff like tear and stitching tear and stuff, so that made it a little tough because I was getting a couple seasons out of them, which isn't terrible. I know some people that blow through them way quicker than that, but it was very hard to find like decent discounts on A-Stars, so I decided to make a switch. So yeah, first day here, I got the SG22s.
Limited edition.
Yeah, I got the limited edition. They're blue, white, and black. Super sick colorway, especially I got the blue gear on today, so it goes really well with it. But yeah, walked around in them a bunch, so I tried to get them broken before I got to the track, so they weren't like uber stiff first session out. I always hate that, like can't brake, can't feel the shifter, can't feel anything. So we walked around in them for like 2 days. Did bike work, whatever I could, just walk around in them, move around, flex them the way I would on the bike and everything. And honestly, I mean, first couple laps felt a little weird, just different boot, no booty and stuff. But after, I'd say about 3 laps, I started ripping around, not thinking about it as much. And yeah, then I'd say I did like a couple laps and I kind of like took that quick thought in like a corner, like, oh, where's my feet and stuff. And honestly, they were right where I needed them. I feel like for me, I have good peg feel and stuff in them, already getting shifts and brakes, no problem. So yeah, I feel super good. Even OJ'd one of the big step ups were here at Delta MX today. And yeah, there's a pretty good step up. And I OJ'd it already and no big deal. Ankles are money, so we're good to go. So if any of you guys that are thinking you have Alpine Stars or something else and you've been really like thinking about maybe Gaerne's, hey, give them a try. They're good. And I'll even give them a little shout out here in MX Boot. That's how I got mine. I had a bunch of blown out A-Stars. He gave me a decent deal for what they were. I traded them all in and ended up paying like $180 for these. So, and they were to my door in like 2 or 3 days. So
yeah,
it was awesome. So yeah, if you guys are thinking about new boots or want to try a different brand, even if it isn't Gaerne, hit up MX Boot, trade in those old blown out ones you got and save you guys some money on some freshies. So
yeah, one thing that you researched though before buying those was some people said that you have to size down in the Gaernes. We measured his foot like with a soft tape measure. He's the same size, so he wore an 11 in A-Stars and 11 in Gaernes, and you said they fit great.
Yeah, they do half sizes in Gaernes, which like A-Stars I know doesn't. And yeah, I've heard and read some people will go a full size down. I'm not quite sure how. Even if I consider doing the half size down, just because I don't have the booty and stuff. And I'm honestly glad I didn't. My toe would be right in the end of the boot, which for me, I don't like that, especially if I was to jab it. I'm gonna then smash my toes up. And I have a little bit wider feet, like up towards my toes, so it is actually nice. I feel like I have just a little bit more room in these, but not so much that my feet feel like they're slopping around. So I've been really enjoying them, and they just feel like super comfy right now, even sitting here at the band. So
yeah,
I'm stoked on them.
I won't be switching because I wear a size 5 boot, 6.5 in women's, and you have to go down 1.5 sizes.
It's hard to find a good high quality boot that go that small.
So Gaernes don't come that small unless you buy their kid
kids.
boot, and then it's too short on the lower part of my leg. So I will be staying with the Alpine Stars Tech 7s. Worn those for a long time, love them. I can usually find a good deal on like some random pair on Amazon, so not a big deal for me. But I do love my Alpine Stars Tech 7s. Again, the main reason for the switch was just looking for a little bit more durability and something that we could get a deal on. So you actually applied for a sponsorship directly to Gaerne, and they've already responded.
Yeah, we applied just kind of anticipation if I did end up liking them, see if I can get a decent deal through them with my results and the racing we're doing in the business and everything. So yeah, I figured, well, hey, why not? I can apply straight to them. So we went ahead and did that, and yeah, they already sent me back a deal for the rest of this year into next year. Really, it's the first sponsorship I had that I didn't have to sign anything. They just were like, here, you guys, you're on the rider list. You can start using your discount. They gave me a code for it, and yeah, it doesn't really have an ending, so I'm stoked on that. So honestly, super excited to kind of partner with Gaerne for myself. Yeah, kind of bummed that I wish I had boots that were like the SG22s that would go down to your size, because they are super comfy. I think you would like them a lot, especially because you don't really do the booty anyways. So
I can't. They also don't make Tech 10s
Yeah,
in my size.
true. So yeah, for me, I'm super stoked on them. So if you guys are thinking about them, give them a whirl. I think you like them.
wrapping up a day at Delta.
Yeah, good solid day of riding. It was just like an open practice day or whatever. Pretty light today, but it was cool. We just did an open big bike session, an open little bike session. So we ran like 30-minute sessions per group, which was super fun. They usually don't get long groups like that on like open practice days because it's usually a lot busier. But here, Ohio, obviously, it's winding down a little bit, getting towards the end of the season. So getting a little thinner on the days, and they had a night like open practice / night race yesterday too. So I wasn't surprised it was a little thin, but the track overall was super sick today. They tilted up. They said they did like extra deep prep this weekend, and when
They
we
also-
first got out there, you could definitely tell.
Yeah, they also said that they just brought in a lot of sand here. So the track here is a mix of sand and clay. The jump faces fold up super well, but there are some deep sandy sections. I ran my Pirelli mid-soft tire, which is sort of like a scoop, and Phil ran a full scoop, and you said you liked it.
Yeah, I did. I knew I wanted to come ride sand this weekend, so I threw a scoop on. Wasn't sure where we were gonna end up. Knew we were coming here. Knew it would get a little bit hard towards the end of the day. Wasn't too worried about it, but yeah, I actually used to race here when I was younger on like 80s and 125s a little bit, and this place was like rock hard clay. But they've done. There's a bunch of sand like way out back on the property, which they started incorporating a little bit as the track. You actually ride back in there. We used to, like, once in a blue moon, there was like a event they would do where they do an extended track. We actually got back in there, but now they use it as actual track, and it's sandy. So they brought a lot of that sand up and started mixing it into the clay and actually tilling it up real deep and stuff. And it's nice and fluffy. It's pretty awesome. Like, even the sections, before they get like hard pack, like in the morning, they're pretty like sandy, like loose sandy clay mixture, like you were saying.
It's a good dirt.
Yeah, it is. It forms in lines real quick, and they form up real nice. Like they hold in, they pack in tight and hold. So
Good ruts today.
super fun. Yeah, there was ruts all over the place. Like I bet a majority of the corners had a minimum of like 5 ruts.
Yeah.
So it was pretty sick, and it was super fun too, because like as the track got a little bit harder, I know I said something to you and you started trying to do it too, but it's like there was still a bunch of like tilled up stuff and there was enough moisture in it. It's like you could move around a little bit and try to get into the stuff that wasn't beat up yet. And next thing you know, you'd have a line form there and a couple laps. So it was super cool that way.
Yeah. Fun for sure. I wrecked in every session except one. The one session I was wearing the but not because of the track, just because like I was pushing hard, and a couple times it was in the ruts. We got to wear our chest mount today, so that was fun.
Yeah.
I crashed in
the
it.
Chest strap.
Yeah, so I got to try it out and crash in it in a corner decently. Just kind of got squirrely in the end of the rut and like pitched myself over the bars, and I was like, "Oh, sick! It's gonna be on video." The battery had died on the camera, so it's not. I think it cut it off, so sad day. But
Crash test dummy.
yeah, so I did. The camera survived crashing, so that was fun. Other than that, boots were good today.
Yeah, the new boots were sick. I really, really enjoyed them. Like I said earlier in the video, I spent a couple days walking around in them, which that was the ticket.
Yeah.
Do you guys a favor, whatever new boots you get, wear them around, especially if you get them early. Don't take them straight to the track, because it was awesome. I got out there and first couple laps, I mean, like I said, I switched boots so they were new feeling and stuff. A little stiff, obviously still, but I would say within like 3 laps, I was hitting my shifts, no problem, everything like that. And then by the end of the day, they felt like a glove.
Yeah.
So it was nice and wore in already, and they felt great. So I'm super stoked on them and the comfort of them.
They look good too.
Yeah, they matched my gear and the whole setup and everything, like spot on. So.
Yeah. So that's a little recap of Delta. We'll be back for sure. We come up here and practice when we can. Race coming up in a couple of weeks too. They do a Halloween bash. But other than that,
yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, Delta recap, boot recap, all good things.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, talk soon.